Hi, so my name is Anita Lakhani and or Ladhani, depends on which one you're going with. I am a licensed clinical social worker and I am also an energy practitioner. I and Today I want to talk about my car being stolen, not stolen, sorry, broken into. So it's been my day off. I've had a pretty relaxing, 2 days since I worked this weekend. And so I had a lovely day yesterday at the beach because, the beach is my therapist. And then I went today, I just kind of literally have been sleeping in and taking it easy and just sort of spending some time alone. And my son, my 16-year-old, wanted to go get burgers. So I said, okay, let's go get burgers. So since I'm a vegetarian, the only place I can get burgers that I actually enjoy is BurgerFi. I love the Beyond whatever meat burgers. So I said, okay, let's go. So we went, got in the car, drove to City Place Doral, which is a pretty trendy, place, very sort of happening in the city. And we parked in the parking lot of open parking lot of one of the restaurants there, and we just walked, across the street to the burger place. We were there maybe 30 minutes, came back to the car, and with leftovers, because I was rushing to drop him off and I wanted to go watch the movie, the new movie Sanju. I wanted to go watch that since it's my day off. I figured, why not? And it's interesting because, I didn't even quite register that the window was broken, right? So I drive a Lexus, Shukran Darila, and it's the passenger side. So I was on the driver's side. And my son opens the car door and I look down. I open we opened both sides. And he goes, Mom, we left the window open. And I go, no, actually we didn't. It was like the slow motion sort of a thing that happened where I realized that I had left my Louis Vuitton, stupid me, yes, my purse in the back. Although I had covered it with my shawl, it was still there, was not there anymore. And the first thing I noticed was that my blue makeup pouch, which is usually in the middle, was just sort of thrown in the back. And I went, what the hell? How did this end up in the back here, right? And that's kind of when I noticed that there was, broken glass and the entire like window had broken and fallen on the back seat because now it's tinted window. The entire thing was sort of held in place. But there were, and that's when I looked down and I realized the shawl was gone, the purse was gone. And I looked up and I said, whoa, someone stole the purse. Like they broke into our car. And I go, are you kidding me? Like the initial response, the reaction was just shock because this was a really nice neighborhood. But I mean, it's Miami still, but still a nice neighborhood. I was not in the hood. I was in City Place Doral, for crying out loud. Lighted. It was 8 o'clock, so it was still pretty bright out. There were plenty of lights in the parking lot. I'm sure there were cameras. There are cameras there, but it was just that initial shock, like, oh my God. Like it was like, whew, like it just hit me. And so call 911, you know, waited for them to come and take a report. And then they wanted, the CSI guys to come and like dust the car for fingerprints. I mean, the purse was gone. But this was such an interesting experience for several reasons, and I have to tell you, I'm really grateful for this experience. Expensive lesson, $1,000 plus. No, it's more like a $1,400-$1,500 lesson because the purse was about $1,000. My brother had gifted it to me. This beautiful, the big Louis Vuitton purse. 4 years ago, he had gone to Europe, and I wanted him to pick up a knockoff for me, right? Because I don't really care about name brands. I just liked how it looked. So, of course, my brother and my sister-in-law, picked up the original for me from I think where were they? Italy, I think it was. And I used the hell out of that purse. I mean, I really did. I took it everywhere, and I love that purse. But it was more the sentimental value, right? Sure, it was an expensive purse. Of course, I can buy another one, alhamdulillah. But it was the fact that my brother had got it for me. It's not the purse that I'm sad about, but the realization of how blessed I was in that moment. It could have been so much worse. And I know plenty of people who would trade places with me in a heartbeat to have their car broken into and to just lose a purse versus all the other kind of losses that they've endured that they can't get back, which is loved ones or lives. So, I work in trauma. I work with in the emergency room. I'm blessed to hold space for people at their toughest moments, and I think this experience was really, I guess, needed because, as mild as it may seem, sure, the inconvenience of having to get the car fixed and, a couple $100, whatever, it is what it is, and not having the purse, again, not a big deal. But thank God, it was it was probably an hour by the time we left there with, my son was with me. The police came, did a quick report. The CSI guys came, dusted the car for fingerprints. The purse is gone. It's never going to come back, and nothing is going to come of this. But it was still the right thing to do, and so we just stopped and got coffee, and I couldn't even drive. My son's like, "Do you want me to drive?" And I said, "Yeah, I just drive." I was numb. It was a really interesting sort of experience to feel and be in this place where I was just numb. It was like, and I realized, immediately how stupid it sounded that I was, upset about a purse. It's not the purse, right? It's the meaning behind it. But also I had to force myself to step into gratitude because, again, shukr alhamdulillah, I have so much to be grateful for. The fact that I'm alive, the fact that I'm well, the fact that this didn't happen while me and my son were in the car, the fact that we were completely away and it was just a purse. Who cares if even they took the damn car, right? It was just, everyone I love and care for is safe and sound. And that's all I care about. But it was interesting to experience this because, I kind of forget, I think I've been forgetting, what what it feels like to experience trauma. And so this was a nice reminder when family members come in, what they go through. The initial shock and just the body literally just sort of like, whew, the weight of it, and the shock. And thank God. It was interesting because, as you know, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't, do anything. I eat chocolate and I eat sugar. So, we stopped and got, coffee and my Nutella donut, which is like, I'm like, oh yeah, didn't want that, but need that today, need the sugar, absolutely as a drug. But it was interesting because, it's just talked to a few handful of my closest friends. And I have some amazing friends who are really able to put things in perspective for me. And, one wrote, my brother, my spiritual brother wrote, hey, your life will be gone someday. Your purse won't matter. And I was like, good point. Thank you for reminding me of that. And of course, the other ones reminded me, that it could have been a lot worse. So, I think it's not to dismiss stuff when it happens to you. Pain is still pain. But it's okay to sit with the pain. It's okay to feel the pain. It's okay to, even in the face of, whatever it is, to say, you know what, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for whatever this is and whatever lessons this is here to teach me. Anyways, there's a whole bunch of comments. And let me let me go back and read it. All right, let's see. Hey, Gretel, hun. Thank you. Oh, wow. Look at this. Oh, Mr. Bhaskar, aren't you interesting? Let's see what lessons you're here to teach me. So Mr. Bhaskar Patel says, does you think your life and daily routine interests people watching it? You was mentioning place, car, brand. No need what you have. People lost listening to you when you talk about so-called depression, how you sounding literally. I think he means to say I'm sounding like a hypocrite. Cure self before you do something for others. Okay, so he's a little upset with me for mentioning that. Uh, oh, Mr. Bhaskar, you're such a wonderful teacher for me. He continues, you might be depressed. Reason losing purse can make you cry. Don't teach others. Oh, he's upset with me. Oh, Mr. Bhaskar. Sorry. Sorry you feel that way. You clearly didn't, you completely missed what I was trying to say, but that's okay. God bless you anyways. Tina, please don't worry if they're lighthearted, not because they're great. Thank you. Oh, you're talking about, yeah. I know, man. My videos are so not fun. I'm so sorry. Sally, thank you. I know I would get a great hug from you. I appreciate that. Alicia, we believe everything happens for a reason, right? The purse was not meant for you anymore. Sorry. Soul sister love. Yep. And Mr. Bhaskar continues. Let's see. It's life when you can't handle, you're lost in emotion. Don't teach others about life. Learn it how to rule out this lost and positive. Mr. Bhaskar, thank you for being a teacher. And I don't even know how to respond to you. Felicia, miss you, my friend. Sorry that you had to experience that. Yep, it is what it is. Yep, Ashraf, I'm glad you guys are okay. Shukar. Yes, Gulnar. It is what it is. I mean, I'm sorry that it happened, and thank you for love and light. But this is so funny because, you know, I guess I shouldn't feel emotions, and I shouldn't mention, if I'm supposedly teaching about depression, that I surely shouldn't talk about my own damn pain, right? I know, right? Love and light to Mr. Bhaskar. Saigon Bay. I want to say something, but I won't. Whatever. It's all good. Mr. Bhaskar, sorry you feel that way. Do me a favor. Start unfriending me right now and block me so you don't have to listen to any of my psychobabble anymore, because clearly I don't have my shit figured out. So I shouldn't even be talking about this stuff, right? So I'm okay with you not listening to, wasting a single minute of your time watching me anymore, okay? Anyways, to the rest of you, love and light. Thank you. This has certainly been a interesting lesson, and this too shall pass. It always does. Thanks, guys. Bye.